I'm back, and I've read almost all of Way of Kings. God, we gotta be coming to the end soon. There's just so much happening right now. But I can see where it's coming from because it's just a natural, just magic coming from these stories like this. Holy moly, I trust Regan's recommendations with all my heart. Hello, friends! My name is Jenna. You guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a little bit of a different style vlog. I am starting this on, I believe it's January 13th today. And I wanted to do a series of videos, starting with this one, where I read Booktuber's favorite books. I've had this idea in the back of my head since Books and Lala did that with like, can we trust Booktubers or whatever. But today I am starting with Regan from Peruse Project because she's one of my favorite booktubers on this platform, and her tastes of books are usually the ones that I gravitate towards the most, so I figured why not start with her. The 3 books so far that I've picked out for her are going to be Foundry Side, which I have on my Libby app ready for today to start. I'm going to try Way of Kings, and I'm going to do Bear and the Nightingale because I know that those are 3 of her favorite books. I believe they've been featured in videos before, but she talks about Robert Jackson Bennett for Foundry Side all the time, and she loves The Bear and the Nightingale a lot. She talks about it all the time, and of course, Brandon Sanderson, Way of Kings. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tackle that beast. I would do Mistborn for this one, but because it is smaller than Way of Kings, but I'm currently like 60% of the way through it when I decided to do this video, so that would be cheating. So, and it's also a way to get through Way of Kings. But anyways, I am super excited about this. I believe I'm gonna try pick 1 or 2 more books for this video as well. I just have to go and watch some of her favorite videos, which will be tagged in the down bar down below. But let's get this video going. Hey guys, it's now later on Monday. I am in bed, just about to go to bed. We're here to talk about Regan's favorite books. I'm so excited to be doing this video. I don't know if that came across earlier when I did my introduction, but to be honest, Regan is one of my favorite booktubers, and I adore all of her recommendations, and so far the books that I have read previously of this video that she has loved and raved about, I've also enjoyed. And yeah, oh, I also chose the other 2 that I'm gonna try and read for this video as well. So we have Foundry Side, which I will talk about in a minute because I am about 50%, almost 60% of the way through that. We have Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. We have The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. And then I chose also to do Lies of Locke Lamora as well. I'm so excited. I don't know how I'm going to get a hold of those, and I don't know how long this video is going to go for, because, you know, Way of Kings is a giant beast. Foundry Side. I am, as I said, about 60% of the way through. I can't really remember. It's on my Libby app, but my first thoughts were, I'm not a huge fan of the narrator, but she's growing on me. But I try to look past the narrators of books simply because unless they're like outrageously annoying, then I just put it down because I can't handle it. But this girl is making the read a little bit more YA-ish to me than I would have thought, but it's fine because I'm getting into the story and I really like the quote-unquote magic system in this. I don't really know if I would call it a full magic system because the only person who has the ability to do weird things is Sancha. Is that how you say her name? I'm not sure. I've heard it so many times and I don't know how it's spelled, but the main girl, she's the only one who can do weird things. She can sense objects, like she can touch, and no matter what she touches, she knows its life, its history, what it's gone through, and then like eventually she knows the shape of a room, and eventually she'll know like the entire layout of a house. But that could break her brain because she's been, not because she was born with something, but because she was literally sliced open, her skull removed, and then like this special plate like was put into her. So technically she's like a cyborg in a way, but like in this fantasy world everything, like objects have these different abilities, and the objects are put, like their abilities are put onto the objects by the people who are called scryers, and it's like a language that changes it. So it's like this system of, like, we're gonna call it magic because I don't know what else to call it, is based off of coding and like languages, which is so unique, and I'm really loving it, and the plot's really good so far, and I don't know where we're going but I'm enjoying it a lot, so that's really good. But yeah, I will update you probably tomorrow because it's an audiobook, so I might be able to get it done tomorrow. But yeah, I will see you when I see you. Hi friends, I know you just saw me in this spot, but that was yesterday night. Once again, I'm about to go to bed. It is much later than I thought it was going to be because I ended up reading Mistborn for a long time and I need to go to bed. But I wanted to do this update because today at work I finished Foundryside, and that's the first book on this list that I'm doing for reading Regan's favorites, and whoa, I can see why. This book, expertly plotted, the magic system was so cool, and just, oh, it was like the last half of the book was just event after event after event after event, and then there's twists everywhere, and you just didn't know what was coming, and at a certain point I was like, God, we gotta be coming to the end soon, there's just so much happening right now. And I looked and I was still only at like 80% of the way through the book, and I was like, you're kidding me, there's still more gonna happen, and more happened. And now I'm very excited for this next book to come out for this Foundryside, like for the series, because man, it was incredible. It was so good. So I ended up giving it 4.5 stars, not 5 because it's not a new favorite, and I'm being more stingy with my 5 stars this year because last year I gave way too many out. Loved it. As for now, I am going to catch up on reading my other books, so I have like 40 pages left of Mistborn to read, which isn't part of this video, but just other things on my plate before I start anything else for this video. So when I do, I believe it'll be Bear and the Nightingale, because that I'm so excited to read. That'll probably be this weekend though, but I will update you when I pick that up, and I'll let you know how I feel about that one. But so far, this video is off to a great start. I am so excited. Foundryside, incredibly unique fantasy world. I loved it so much. Anyways, I'll catch you later. Hello friends. Happy Friday. I don't even know what day of the week it is. It's Friday, and it's January 17th, I believe. I wanted to come in here with a little update on my reading for this lovely video I'm very excited about, because I realized that I never actually updated you when I picked up my next book, but I ended up getting the audiobook for The Way of Kings on Audible. So I have now started the second book of this video. I know I said I was going to start The Bear and the Nightingale, and I do believe that I will probably be done that book before I'm done this one, because it is a 44-hour long audiobook. And even if I listen to it at double time speed, which I can't because one of the narrators is the same narrator as the Mistborn series, and I can't understand him most of the time because he's so monotone. I don't know why they picked him for it. He's not great. And the girl who narrates this is okay. Like, I can see her for that character, but it's also the kind of audiobook that I feel like I need to actually read at the same time, so I'm like understanding. But anyways, that's just going to take me longer to get through. So I've done this, and I'm now 229 pages in, which is farther than I got previously when I picked up The Way of Kings, and I'm enjoying it. I don't know, some of the characters are just new to me, because they've been mentioned like once, but we have Shallan, we have I really want to say Callan, but I don't think it's Callan. Kaladin? Perhaps? And we have, oh, it starts with an S and it's a sh sound. It's fine. He's a, he was a hired assassin at the beginning, but now he's a slave, so I don't know what's happening. And then there's another person, Kaladin. He is he was like a war hero basically, and now he's a slave. But you know what? So far I'm kind of enjoying it. It's huge, and I really want to see how everything comes together. The guy's name is Zeth. I just turned to the page. Zeth is the cool one who can use magic. He's the only one who can use magic in this, and I really want him to use more magic because in the prologue he opens it up using magic, and I want him to use more of this magic. Oh, and then we also have Adolin, Dalinar, and Renarin. They're like, Dalinar's the father, and then Adolin and Renarin are his sons. And there's this like, I don't know why it is, but there's something called the Shard Plate and the Shard Blade. I believe Shard Plate is an armor, and then Shard Blade is a sword type material that cuts through stuff. And when it cuts through stuff, it doesn't slice it, but it just kills it. So like if you got cut in the arm with it, it would just kill your arm. It would just become a dead limb, which is really interesting. But yeah, so Dalinar is like an old war hero who's the brother to the king who got assassinated in the prologue. So like, things are starting to connect. People have reasons for being in this book. I really want to know more about Shallan, the girl, because yeah, Shallan. I want to know more about her because she starts this book off, or her story starts off with her becoming like wanting to become a ward or like a apprentice basically for this super intense science lady. I'm not sure, but then that's not actually her real reason. Her real reason is because she wants to steal something from this lady. I want to know her more. I'm intrigued, and I want to see how this all works together and what the actual story is supposed to be. But like always, Brandon Sanderson, he's great. Thought I'd update you on that. So very excited about this, and I think this will probably take me into February to finish, but that's fine. I'm excited about it, and I'm also excited about starting The Bear and the Nightingale, which might happen this weekend, might not. Who knows? But yeah, I will catch up with you when I have something else to update you on. Monday. It is January 20th, I believe. I am just about to go into work, so I thought I'd pop in with a quick update as I get all my things cleared up here. I started The Bear and the Nightingale today by Catherine Arden, and I ended up realizing that I could return old audiobooks on Audible, so I got a free credit through that to get the audiobook for this. So I am currently enjoying it immensely, but also it's really slow, and it's not like as fantasy driven as I thought it was going to be. There's not as much magic, and it's really heavily religious based, because basically the whole concept is I think it's a Cinderella retelling, because in a way it's set in Russia in the 1600s, and this man loses his wife at the birth of his last daughter Vasya, who's the main character of this book. And then when she's 7, he marries a new woman, and she comes in, and Vasya already has like a bunch of siblings. But Anna, this new lady, she is extremely religious, and she sees demons everywhere, and people basically think she's insane. But Vasya also sees these demons, and they're not actually demons. They're just like little spirits of the old religion. But because this whole world in Moscow and Russia at this time is converted to Christianity, like, they see demons, and they're trying to like get that out of their world. So it's interesting, but I'm interested to see where the magic part comes in, because I know there's a bit that has said a little bit about the Winter King, which is interesting, but yeah, so all I can do is keep reading. But yeah, it is incredibly atmospheric. It makes me feel really, really cold as I'm reading it, which is fitting because, as you can tell from the scenery, I am cold. I'm on chapter 16 of The Bear and the Nightingale, which is about page 157. So that's good. I'll be able to finish this fast because it's a short audiobook. I believe it's only 10 hours or so. And I'm listening to it at like 1.75 speed, I think, or 1.5, I can't remember. But also the narrator is a little bit dry, but she does a good accent, so what can you ask for at this point with audiobook narrators? Anyways, I should go because I have to go teach, so I'm gonna go do that, and I will update you when I've read a little bit more of The Bear and the Nightingale. This seems to just be the video of either updates in my car or updates from my bed at like 11 o'clock at night. But last night I finished The Bear and the Nightingale and I forgot to form coherent thoughts after I finished it and I just went to bed. So that's what I'm here for now. I ended up giving that book 4 stars. It was good. It was a juicy, atmospheric, thicker read, and it was just delicious. So because it was set in such a cold climate, you could feel it coming off the pages. But I will say that the story was a bit slow for me, which is usually fine, but I just wanted more to happen. But the ending definitely saved it an immense amount. It brought it up to a high 4-star. It's fabulously well done, fabulously well knitted together, and I really need to now get my hands on the next 2 books in the trilogy, because it was just so good, and I need to know where this world is going. I need to go know where Vasya is going next. I don't know if I will continue with the audiobooks, because as I said before, the narrator's a little dry. Her voice sounds a little bit robotic. You get used to it though. And she does a good Russian accent for each of the characters, which is nice. But she was fine. But the story was really good, and I'm really glad I read that one. I can see why it's one of Regan's favorites, because, you know, I know she has like a deep love for like Russian historical novels. I myself don't, but I can see where it's coming from, because it's just a natural, just magic coming from these stories like this. Even if you removed the elements of magic, there is still a feel of like a deep, cold, wintry magic in this landscape that Catherine Arden paints in this story. But yeah, it was fabulous. It was so good. And what next? So I have The Way of Kings under Go. I've taken a break because I was reading other books like The 10,000 Doors of January, but that's just what I read and finished today. I need to slow down with my reading because I've so far finished 3 books in the past 3 days. And I'm at work too, so I don't even know how I'm doing this. And I somehow need to get my hands on The Lies of Loch Lamora, because that is the 5th book that I want to do for this video. And I might have to break my book buying ban for that one, because I want a physical copy of it. I don't want to just get it on my Kindle, and I don't want to just listen to it on audio. I want a physical copy of it. Anyways, I have to go to work now. I gotta go teach, so I will catch up with you when I have more to update on. Probably Way of Kings next, because I'm into it now. So I'll see you then. Hello, friends. It is now Saturday, January 24th. I have reading news. I re-picked up Way of Kings. as I said I was going to. And I'm now, I believe, 384 pages in. I actually filmed this clip last night, but I rewatched it. It is a 6-minute long clip and it's a mess. So we're gonna redo it now. But, so, Way of Kings is, last time I updated you, I commented on how there's so many different characters and like there's so much happening, it's so big and I don't know where the storyline is gonna go. Now, for the past 150 plus pages, we've been focusing on 2 characters specifically and like the people that rotate around them. So we've been focusing on Kaladin, who is the slave, works for the army now, in the present day timeline. And then 7 years before, when he was like 13-ish as a kid, training to be a surgeon with his father. So we're learning more about Kaladin, which is really nice. And then we have Dalinar, who is the war hero, he's a shard bearer, and he and his sons are like trying to protect the king of the place, and Dalinar is having visions, and he is kind of falling in reputation around the kingdom and at this war camp because they're in the middle of war. They've been in the middle of war for 6 years, and he's like, something has to change because nothing's happening. We are just doing these battles for nothing. Anyways, that was my bagel. It scared me. Hold on. I've got my bagel. Now, so I don't remember where I left off explaining things, but yeah, so it's going well. I enjoy Way of Kings now, which is good because if I didn't, I would be reading almost 1,000 page, I think it's 1,000 pages or more, tome that I didn't enjoy. But because it's Brandon Sanderson and I adore his writing and I trust Regan with my whole heart, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. I'm just intrigued to see where this storyline is going to go. Like what's actually going to be the overarching issue, what stuff's gonna happen in the war, what's gonna happen to this kingdom, how all these 4 characters are gonna be so important to the storyline. And I really miss Shallan's narrative. I'm intrigued as to what's gonna happen in her narrative. And then also Szeth's narrative, who is the assassin who cries when he murders people. Because he is of the race of, I don't want to say race of human, because even though he looks human, he's like considered a different species in this, because his kind of people bleed orange. So, and they have like marbled skin with like black and red. I don't know. They're really cool. But so he is a slave right now as well, but he's of the like opposing side to this war. So he's the reason why this war is happening too. He's the one who killed the king and started all this. So like, I'm intrigued. I don't know where he is. I don't know where Shallan is right now, or Shallan, but like, I'm glad that we're getting to know Kaladin and Dalinar more. So yay for that. But yeah, I finally have that feeling of like, I'm intrigued to keep going with this book. So amazing. But yes, I will update you guys further on The Way of Kings when I am probably 2/3 of the way through or nearly done, because if I keep updating you, this is just gonna be an hour-long vlog about The Way of Kings. But yeah, I'll see you then. Friends, it's been a while, not for you, but for me. It is now into February. We are February 12th now, and I started this today, and I'm halfway through and I never updated. this telling you that I was reading it, telling you my thoughts, telling you anything. But I don't know really what I thought going into this, to be honest with you. So basically, The Lies of Locke Lamora, I don't know much about it. All I know is that there's a lot of like, it's like a band of thieves, and Locke Lamora is a really good thief and a really good, not like a typical type of thief that you'd think, but like a con artist thief basically, which is fun. But on the back, it's blurbed by Richard Morgan, whoever they are, as a great swashbuckling yarn of a novel. And like, that's exactly what it is so far. Like, oh, I don't even know. I am really enjoying it. The audiobook is really fun, but I really like reading it physically as well, because there's some parts where you jump like timelines. So you go between like present day, and then you have like interludes that are from when Locke was a kid and when he was just beginning to be part of the Gentleman's Bastard group, which is what they're called, Gentleman's Bastards, the Gentleman Bastards, sorry. And it's I'm really enjoying it. It's very fun. I have no idea what's going on. There are stakes. There is like, Locke has got himself wound up in this problem that's like not his fault at all. He just there's this issue now. I know where the issue, like the whole, now where I am about the 50% mark. I now know that Locke is so screwed where he is and what's gonna happen in the story. I don't know what's gonna happen, but like there's this situation that he's in, and he basically has to be at two places at once, and he obviously can't. So it's gonna be fun to see how that works out. But I'm really enjoying it. And it's totally not what I was expecting. Like, it is so crude. I love it. This is exactly my brand of book. I didn't think I was gonna love like a rollicking, like swashbuckling type thieving novel as much as this, but I hope it just keeps getting better. But yeah, so I'm on page 254 of that, and I'm really enjoying it, and I really like the audiobook. It sounds like an old recording, which I think it might be, because like it's not up to the audiobook clarity standards of some of the new novels coming out, but like the narrator is so good. So highly recommend that. Yeah, this was published in 2006, so that makes sense as to why it's an older narration if it was made back in 2006. But really liking this a lot. I am also still reading through The Way of Kings, so that's fun. I'm enjoying that one as well. We have finally revisited Shallan, and we've gotten like a little taste of Szeth again, but like I don't know if we're gonna get more of him. I hope we are. I'm intrigued by this man who's a slave but who is also an assassin. Like, it's interesting, and I just, every time I dive back into Brandon Sanderson's epic novels like this, I am just baffled by the world building. I love the little details. Brandon Sanderson knows what the grass does. Like, there was a scene in The Way of Kings just now between this little girl. I don't even know where she was from. Like, I don't know how she got into the story, but like, she's baffled by the springiness of the grass, because like it doesn't act the way normal grass does for her. Like, just, he's brilliant with his world building. I love the little details. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at with my reading. I'm getting back into this reading Regan's favorites TBR, and I'm excited about this. But yeah, it's almost Valentine's Day, and this weekend coming up, I plan on getting a lot of reading done. So hopefully I will have a Locke Lamora done by then. Who knows? But yeah, I'll update you when I read more. Hello friends! It is now February 18th, and it is Tuesday, and it is 11 o'clock at night, and I can officially say I finished The Lies of Locke Lamora, and I think this is my favorite book of this video, because oh my god, from page 1 it is a riot. It is just the most crass, brutal book, but it is so funny, and I loved every second, except for like when near the end there was a few really kind of brutal graphic scenes, but not like Locke was beaten on somebody pretty bad near the end. Some of those descriptions were a little bit too much, like he went a little bit too far, but like understandably why, but I'm not gonna spoil that. But oh my god, this book was a friggin' riot, and I loved it, and it made me cry at work, and I never thought that this riot of a book would make me cry, but it did. And oh, I need to go grab the two, like number 2 and number 3 of this book immediately, because like I just loved the feeling of this book. I don't even know if I ever gave you guys a synopsis of this, but basically we follow Locke Lamora and his gang of gentleman bastards, and they do a bunch of crap, and they get caught up in a bunch of crap, and they are so friggin' screwed the entire time, and you just are sitting there like, how are they gonna get out of this? How in the hell are they gonna get out of this? And you might think one way, but it's not. They keep you guessing until the very end, until page 510 or whatever it ends up being. 530? I'm not sure. Incredible. Incredible. Oh my god. Oh. I love that every single one of these books that I'm reading has such a unique flair to it. Like with Foundry Side, the magic was so interesting, the world was so interesting, and then we had the Bear and the Nightingale, that's what it's called, by Catherine Arden. That one was like just so deeply atmospheric and about Russian history, not about Russian history, but had Russian influences and religious influences, which I realized that I haven't really read a book that's been affected that much and that blatantly, especially a fantasy book. I probably have read books like that for school and stuff, but you know, incredible. And then this, just an incredible riot of a time. I just love this. Oh my god. Pick it up, read it yourselves. But yes, all that's left is The Way of Kings, and I am determined to finish it this week. I have just under halfway left, so I will update you when I'm like a quarter of the way, like I don't know, like 200 pages from the end, 300 pages from the end. I said I was gonna update you for that book at like the 2/3 or the 3/4 mark, so like around there I'll update you, but like I can feel the end of this video. I didn't realize it was going to take me so long to read all of these books, but I'm glad that I'm doing this because holy moly, I trust Regan's recommendations with all my heart. Like, if they're all this incredible, why not, right? Oh. Well, yes, I will catch you in another update soon. Hello friends, happy Friday. No, it's not Friday. What am I saying? I'm exhausted. Happy Wednesday. I'm back and I've read almost all of Way of Kings. Let's see where I am right now. Because before, when I got to work earlier, I was here. This is all I had left. So let's find out where I am now.
Just dictated the stuff to her.
I said I was going to update you when I was near the end, so I'm now near the end, and I love this book with all my heart. I am so confused, but so into it. I need to know what's going on, and I have an idea about a thing in this. So like basically Dalinar, as I said earlier in this video, Dalinar, he's one of the High Princes. He keeps getting these visions during high storms, and this thing, this almighty being keeps telling him, unite them, but Dalinar keeps thinking it's the High Princes he's supposed to unite. But because we start the book with a like prologue, like a prologue of this group of kings that originally were like stuck in this time loop. Basically they had to just keep reliving wars, and they decide that they're not going to anymore, so they leave like one guy or two guys like out and they just like vanish and go live their lives. And I think the unite them is talking about those kings. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I really don't know. So like, I guess, no, I won't find out. No, I won't find out, because this is the start of a epic series and I'm very excited. And now I'm thinking that I want to go right into Oathbringer after this, which is the second one, but that means I have to go buy it. But I'd be okay with that because like, these are great. But yes, so I am nearly done The Way of Kings, and I think I will either be done, probably not tonight because that's a lot of pages still to read. I'm on page 742 and there's like more than 300 pages left, so probably not tonight, but definitely tomorrow if I keep sticking through this. So I will update you when I get there, but this book is so epic and incredible. Oh my god. It is now February 21st. I finished all the books. I finished The Way of Kings last night, and quite honestly, I had no idea how to form my thoughts, so I just kind of left it there and went about, fell asleep. So, it's so good that I honestly cannot even form coherent thoughts. Like, by the end, I was just like, my heart was pounding, there was war happening, there was battles happening, there was storylines coming together, and just so much is happening, and I still have so many questions, but like, what? I need to go get the second one like right now. Oh my god. So, 5 stars, easily, and that's just incredible. Incredible. And she's going back on my Sanderson shelf. If I can do this one-handed. There, back on my Sanderson shelf. I don't even know. Anyways, we're gonna close out the video here because that's it, that's all the books I read that were Regan's favorite books. I ended up reading Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett. I read The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. I read The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch and The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. All of them so incredible, so unique, and I think that's the overarching theme coming out of this video is all of them were so unique. Such unique fantasy worlds, fantasy systems, ways to tell the story, and I just super duper enjoyed all of it. And I highly suggest you guys go check out Regan's channel if you haven't already, because her book recommendations are incredible and she's just also really awesome too, so like go check her out. And Regan, if you're watching this, hi. I hope you enjoyed. But yeah, I will catch you guys in another video soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.